possession, and it's worth a crack! It's just astonishing! North Macedonia strike in added time! And there is bedlam in the stands at the Renzo Barbera!
Hands up if you knew that North Macedonia was a country. I did, because of TikTok. This is interesting to see. Nick, on March Madness Day, why are we leading with international football? Guys, Italia, for the second time in a row, did not qualify for the World Cup. North Macedonia knocked them out on a goal in the 92nd minute. I literally... Unbelievable. Qualifying match last night between the USA and Mexico. It was a draw, which I guess is good for the USA. Hey, Nick, who's leading in the CONCACAF? That's the North and Central America, so basically from Nicaragua all the way to Antarctica. The North Pole is CONCACAF, if you don't know or care. Say, Nick, who's leading at the CONCACAF standings? It's usually Mexico or the USA. Occasionally, it's like Costa Rica. Nick, who's leading? Who's leading? Who's leading? Canada. They beat the USA at soccer. So, is that worse than storming the Capitol for America? Haha, that's a joke, but also sad. A lot to get to today. Tyreek Hill was traded. We didn't really talk about that much yesterday. So I'm annoyed by all of the movement in the NFL as with regard. I love it as a consumer of content. I don't love it in terms of reporting it to you because this is a short podcast. I'm not an expert. I don't have time to get into all of it. But there's a shit ton of movement. So what people are realizing is that there's a variable change moment happening in the NFL where doing stuff is better than not doing stuff. And they're finding out that the more impactful stuff that you do, the more likely it is that things are going to happen. Either A, it's going to work and you'll be a genius. B, it won't work, in which case you'll be fired. So who cares? This would be a great episode for our game theory podcast about why trading is the right move always, essentially, in the NFL, because it's just variable change. So Tyreek Hill was traded to the Miami Dolphins. He's going to look so sick in those jerseys. Oh, my God, he's going to look sweet. The teal and the white. You see him on like a steamy, gross Thursday night game against Tennessee, and Miami's in white, and Tennessee's in their navy on baby blue or whatever the dark uniforms are. It's going to be sick. Derrick Henry, Tyreek Hill, he's going to look sweet. The Chiefs get another first-round pick and a bunch of other stuff for him. I've been saying this privately for a long time. I think the Chiefs should have blown it up last year, and they should blow it up. They should trade Kelsey. Because when you're paying Patrick Mahomes an ass ton of money, which they are, when you have Patrick Mahomes and he's on a rookie deal, you sign everybody. Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, Jones, and get Tyrann Mathieu and everybody. Sign a bunch of people. By the time you're paying Patrick Mahomes an ass ton of money, you have to have draft picks. You got to win with the rookie team and just bank on him to be good enough, which I think that he is. So the next move will be Josh Allen. If the Bills don't win this year, they're going to trade everybody. Reload. They're good enough that you won't suck, and you just got to get as many draft picks as you can. Lottery tickets. Trade for known quantities. If you have draft picks, you can trade for known quantities, right? Okay, let's move on. I did see this. I haven't read this yet, but I did see this. It came across the wire, or so they say. Tyreek Hill. I want to see if, come on, TMZ. This is from TMZ Sports. He got to Miami, and he met everybody. They were doing a press conference, and he left the press conference to take a leak, allegedly. But the video is not going to load, so we don't have that. My bad. I apologize. Staying in the NFL, we have a controversy on our hands. We'll get to the March Madness in a moment, I promise. Okay, earlier this week, the Washington Commanders, which, by the way, have I said this before? It's really upsetting how many people are having such a difficult time saying the Washington Commanders and how easy it was for all of them to say the racial slur. The Washington Commanders flagship radio station and the Washington Commanders, they parted ways. Now, we're getting this he said, they said, she said, whatever. I guess it was she said because Dan Snyder, definitely not Dan Snyder. Dan Snyder's wife is in charge of the team. That's a good way to shield Dan Snyder. Purdue Pharmaceuticals did the same thing. So the radio station and the Commanders parted ways. Then the radio station said, now we can cover the team honestly because we've had to kiss their ass for years. And they said that they chose to end the relationship. And then the Commanders came out and they wanted to make it clear that they ended the relationship. And meanwhile, I'll bring this up on the screen. Carson Wentz looks like a hot dog. He bought that. Someone bought that jacket. And he put that shirt on. He looks like a hot dog. Look at it. Go on YouTube. He looks like a fucking hot dog. Okay. So an RFP, request for proposal, right, is just this thing that businesses do when they want people to bid on a thing, like a job. We initiated an RFP last fall for the Washington Commanders radio broadcast agreement. This is from the team. Multiple companies submitted bids as part of the process, including Odyssey, which is a company that's buying up a bunch of radio stations because radio is dying. They're an active and aggressive participant. They do a lot of podcasts, and they're forward-thinking. Allegedly, they submitted multiple partnership proposals for the next 3 years, increased value, et cetera, et cetera. We selected a new partner, a larger deal, blah, 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 blah. Okay. The team says that Odyssey 980 was fired. So from Odyssey, they said no. Quote, the organization and the company disagreed on the value of the broadcasts. Yeah, pretty much everybody does if it's on radio and not TV. And the station believed it was also important to continue to be able to provide honest, objective information, analysis, and commentary about the Commanders, Odyssey explained on Wednesday. Listen, I've been in the radio business for a long time. There's no doubt in my mind that radio broadcasts of live sports are dying, and they're going to continue to die for a long time. If you can't watch it, it doesn't matter, because a lot of these apps like YouTube and even like Masterclass and Twitter, there are ways that you can turn your phone or computer off or on sleep mode and still listen. So why would you listen on a listening-only platform? I mean, it's better. It's completely better, but you don't have to. You can still imagine it if you're a big fan of the team. So there's no doubt about that. So being honest, or providing clickbaity stuff for Washington makes a lot of sense, but it's just so funny. Every single thing with the Commanders has to be a thing. Like every single thing. They really just suck. And speaking of suckage, speaking of like a metaphor that you literally couldn't make fucking up, Mile High, what used to be Mile High Stadium or whatever it's called now, formerly Invesco Sports Authority, we need a sponsor field in Denver where the Denver Broncos play, caught the fuck on fire. It's not funny. As far as I know, there are no injuries. Last time I checked on it was 8 p.m. and it seemed like it was fine. I have a video clip. Let's see if I can play. I have a bunch of pictures, too, if you want to watch on YouTube. Look at it. Look at the fire. It's wild. I have a bunch of pictures. Look at inside the stadium. There it is. Like this, the seats are on fire. No word of the cause yet, or if there is, I haven't looked it up. This is a daily podcast, and this is inherently a retrospective medium. So I apologize for my lack of information. I deeply regret my decisions. I have this cool video I want to show you. A blind student is at about halfway between the basket and the free throw line. I want to say middle school-ish age, and he's got someone banging on the backboard with a stick so that he can hear where the backboard is. And let's find out if he makes the shot. Ready, go. See if you can tell. I love that. Objectively, that is fucking amazing. The ability for people to compensate and hear and just observe their surroundings when they're missing a sensory portion of their body, amazing. He heard that and he got it. It was dead center. Like, it's hard for you to tell depth, but maybe it isn't hard for him to tell depth, but he got it. He kissed the backboard and in. Brilliant. Great shot from the kid. Love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Good for him. All right, with that, should we move to, Deshaun Watson was facing another grand jury indictment. They decided not to indict him. I'm telling you, unless there's videos of the stuff that he's accused of, it's just not going to happen. And that's where we are with sexual assault in this country, which I'm telling you, like, more and more things are going to be videotaped, which is what it is. I mean, we found that for the liberation of minorities and the oppressed in this country, cell phones have done more than Congress or weapons ever have. Okay, so... covered that. Let's do it into March Madness. Big upsets. Big upsets. I've got some clips for you here, and I got to play the music so that I don't get in trouble for copyright infringement.
To the basket. Nice help again. Swatted away. We saw that at the beginning with the block. It started early and it continues all ball game. Pursuit.
Look at that play.
Unbelievable.
Incredible.
Success and accomplishment.
Under 2 minutes to go. Gillespie for three. It's good! Colin Gillespie! I mean, they're going to have to go a long way forward to get to a bonus situation. There's more. Finds Slater. Dickinson denies it. What a block. Brooks. Only 2 points. 5 for 5 from the line. And this is going to do it. And the Villanova Wildcats moving on to the elite.
That's right. Nova wins. Arkansas wins. Also, big wins for Houston, who beat Arizona. 2 number 1 seeds go down, including the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. Your Gonzaga Bulldogs. I thought Gonzaga would win as I said that, but I said Arkansas would cover. Check. Said Nova would cover. Check. Goodbye, Michigan. Duke wins also. In the game of the night, no question, was Texas Tech seats the red thing. The Texas Tech Red Raiders and the Duke Blue Devils, it was great. That was by far the best game of the night. And it started at 9:50 fucking 1. Dude, I can't. I literally can't. Like, I literally can't. All right, games coming up tonight. Let's take a look at what we've got coming up. Oh, yeah, I made a future bet on the NFL draft yesterday. How do we feel about that? All right, in the order that they will be played. Okay. First up tonight. Wait. Hold on. Oh, man, something interesting must be happening. Let's go to St. Peter's basketball because I don't see their game on the book. Does FanDuel not want to bet? Uh-oh, the book is freaking out. They don't know what to do. So many people are betting on St. Peter's. They're taking it down. They took it down. FanDuel took it down. There are 4 games tonight. Here are the 3 games. Oh, that's funny. So St. Peter's playing Purdue tonight, and I'm rooting for St. Peter's. I'm betting on St. Peter's to cover, and I'm predicting them to win, and I'll tell you why. There are 2 reasons. One is that they don't care. When you're a 15 seed, 14, 11 seed, you don't care. 2, Purdue cares a lot, and these are kids. That's the fun thing about college sports, especially basketball, is that younger and younger kids can be good at it, and every now and then you'll run up on a team like St. Peter's or George Mason years ago or VCU or Oral Roberts. We're teams that have a bunch of grown adults that could rent a car adults playing against a team that is sick, but the majority of these kids are 18, 19, 20, 21, playing grown men. And the grown men are whatever. And now they have nothing to lose, and Purdue is in Indiana, and this Sweet 16 round is going to be played in Philadelphia, which is a 2-hour drive from Jersey City, depending on which bus you take or how fast your car is or how you feel about the speed limit on the Jersey Turnpike, which is a crime against humanity. I like St. Peter's, but this is really interesting to me that it's not on the book because it was on the book yesterday. Kansas is favored by 7.5. I think this is going to be one of those years in college basketball where a bunch of really interesting things happen, and then we're going to get a Kansas, Duke, Villanova Final Four, and it'll just be boring. We cannot have anything cool. The cool thing in college basketball, the cool thing always almost happens, but it never actually happens. Kansas is favored by 7.5. UCLA and North Carolina is essentially a pick 'em. UCLA is favored by 2, but I don't know. That's basically a pick 'em. Might as well just take the money line on that one. If you're picking North Carolina, cover the spread. That's a 1-point margin. Iowa State and Miami is the game coming up. If you're a real basketball fan, that'll be the most fun game. A lot of cool things, a lot of cool storylines. It tips at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday night, so that's going to be a big no thanks for me. But I don't really have a vibe on that game either. I do love Kansas to cover. Providence has been a real lucky team, and it just feels like midnight on Cinderella. But 7:09, the evening is going to start with St. Peter's playing Purdue, and they're going to have. I don't know what the vibe in Philly is right now, but I have to imagine. I'm pretty confident that the vibe in Philly is going to be one of this is really cool. It's the underdog city. It is the city of underdogs. It's really Rocky. Well, also these United States. Nobody wants the big guy to fuck off more than the city of Philadelphia, and I think that's going to be I think St. Peter's is going to have a huge contingency of fans. Its entire school could go. It's Friday night in Philly. If you're a college student in your basketball team, which never makes the tournament, is playing a 2-hour car ride away on a weekend, you're going. Like, I bet they might as well cancel classes today. And then the city of Philadelphia, which is like North Jersey is like its weird cousin. They're going to come out too because they want the blue bloods to eat shit. Which there could not be more blue bloodiness in this. The bracket that's in Philly this weekend are St. Peter's, but then Purdue, who thinks it's a blue blood, and is the reason that Indiana is no longer a blue blood. But then also North Carolina and UCLA. This is great. I love everything about this. I've never wanted a college basketball result. I mean, when I was a Florida fan in 2006, I wanted them to win the national championship. But man, I want this. I just think it's so cool. They don't care. That St. Peter's team, they don't care about anything. They're the best. That's going to do it for this week of programming, etc. I'll be back and better than ever Monday morning. I'm sure more NFL craziness will happen. They just insist on being more important than the rest of us. Like, rate, review, subscribe. It's available on YouTube and all that. You know the deal.